Welcome to the Infinity Inquiry. Here I am at the main entrance of Infinity Institute, and today we are going to take a deep dive into this prestigious Blue Ribbon School. Here I am now at the main entrance with my colleagues Anthony Naziri and Calvin Nareen.
Hello, I'll be covering
Hello.
the bathroom situation.
I'll be covering the situation on the school funding.
And I'll be covering social dynamics within our senior class. And along with that, we will discuss how Infinity Institute is able to grapple being a high school and middle school with the amount of funding that it receives. The Inquirer's very own Calvin Nareen will be investigating this now.
Thank you, Daria. We are now standing inside of Infinity Institute, the only magnet school in Infinity Institute that offers K through 12 learning. This school is smaller than other schools with around 300 students from grades 6 to 12. This school is a part of the Jersey City Board of Education, and funds will be coming directly from the board. You may ask, what aspects may allow school to get more funding than others? Well, according to the New Jersey Board Association, funding is based off the student size, and since Infinity Institute has around 300 people, which is smaller than average schools, the funding is much less. With our smaller school, we receive less funding, and this means that we have less funding to spend on our building. Today, we're going to interview a fellow Infinity Institute student about how they feel personally about the funding. Hi,
Hello.
hello, can I get a minute with you?
Oh, sure.
All right, so what's your name?
My name's Rashawn.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing quite well.
I just hope to ask you a question about the school funding and how you feel about it. So Infinity has around 300 students in both middle and high school, and our funding is correlated to how many students there are. Do you believe the funding is sufficient for just 300 students, or do you believe the funding hinders the opportunities we get as a school?
I believe the funding does limit our opportunities, as in our school, most of the events are hosted by the YMCA, and some students, if they want to found clubs, need to go to the YMCA and get a form, but sometimes they still even can't get the club because they still need a teacher to help monitor the club. So I think the school definitely needs more funding so that we can do stuff that the students actually want to do outside of just the learning environment in the school.
Yeah. How do you personally feel about the funding in the school? Do you feel like it's sufficient, or do you feel like we're lacking funding?
I feel like the school is definitely lacking in funding, like overall. Like one of the examples is in the bathrooms. There's not a lot of hygiene in there. And another thing is the ACs, which a lot of students complain about. But during the summer, it gets often very hot, and only 2 or 3 classes in the entire school have AC.
Personally, do you believe the funding we receive as a school is sufficient, or do you feel like we're lacking in funding?
Personally, I believe the funding we receive isn't sufficient. You can see it in a lot of aspects of our school. One example is the bathroom. It's not very well maintained. There's often smells in there, and there's often trash on the ground. And sometimes even some of the toilets are leaking, which leaves water on the floor. And also in our school, there's not AC. So during the summer months, it's often very hot in the school, and students have nothing to do about it. It's only a few classes in the school, mostly the main office and the health room, which have an AC, which doesn't work for most of our students since we have such a large school.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Rashawn.
As mentioned by my colleague Calvin, Infinity Institute's student body is very small. This causes the funding to be significantly less than other schools in the district. Funding substantially impacts the overall structure of Infinity Institute building due to a lower student-to-faculty ratio compared to other schools in the district. The facilities, particularly the bathrooms, have not been sufficiently remodeled. As a result, they do not meet the needs of the students. This creates an uncomfortable environment for students as some of the stalls are too small, causing people to look in. And there are instances of leaking urinals and toilets which can spray water onto students, which of course is very uncomfortable and very smelly for other students involved. A poll conducted by the Infinity Inquirer suggests that 3 out of 10 students in the Infinity Institute view the bathroom as very poorly managed and poorly maintained. Let's interview a student asking his opinion. Hello, sir. What's your name?
Hello, my name is Violet.
What do you think of the bathroom in Infinity Institute?
So, since I have participated in other activities in outside schools, comparing the bathroom to each school, not like it's a usual thing I do, but this bathroom could definitely use some work. So, first off, that I feel like it could be a little more cleaner. Now, that's not only like the custodians. I feel like the students and the custodians have to work together in order to like make sure that the environment in the bathroom is clean.
How do you think the students impact the overall bathroom experience?
So I feel like the students don't really pay close attention to the rules that are set upon them for the bathroom itself. So for example, like I've seen many times in the school where the students have, even though that there is a trash can for disposing garbage, I've seen students dispose garbage elsewhere in like the toilets or outside on the bathroom floor, which I feel like needs improving, and I feel like that's a change that would drastically enhance the environment in the bathroom.
And how do you think the district can help fix the bathrooms? What manner do they need to fix it in?
So I feel like the district needs to invest in better supplies that they use in the bathroom, as I feel like it's not only the rules and people following the rules that enhance the environment of the bathroom, but I feel like it's also the supplies used and how they are implemented in the bathroom.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Adding on to other environmental factors, a big important factor is the social dynamics. The size of our class and grade plays a huge role in not only the funding, but how close the senior class is together. As we talked about earlier, Infinity has around 300 students, 70 of those students being the senior class. Even though integrated as a middle school and high school, along with that, the senior class of 2025 takes up a quarter of the students in the school. As the graph next to me displays the amount of students in our school and the senior class. The senior class takes up around 25% of the graph, while the other 75% is the other students in the school. Considering that the senior class is so large, how must the friendships and connections be? Could this be everyone hanging out as a grade, or could it be everyone being on their own? Let's see what Daria has to say about this.
Thank you, Calvin, for addressing the social dynamics. Now, moving on, let's talk about the senior class. For the past 4 years, we have been coming to one place for 180 days for 4 years. One would think that we would know each other like the back of our hands, right? Well, this isn't exactly the case. Even though we may be a small class that's been together for so long, we are more separated than one might think. In a survey put out to the senior class of Infinity Institute, students were asked to rate how close we were as a grade on a scale of 1 to 5. About 48% of the respondents had answered either 2 or 3. Okay, so as the graph shows next to me, this was the pie chart from the survey that was handed out to the senior class, and a greater percentage of respondents felt that we aren't as connected as we should be, which shows how even though we are such a big grade maybe packed together, there's still some separation between students. As some anonymous respondents also reported, they tend to stay with the groups that they feel most comfortable with rather than branching out to meet new people. The size of our grade plays a huge role in the social dynamics, which showing that since our grade is so immensely large, it's harder for this grade to become one, where many form into smaller groups. After a few moments, we will be interviewing some of the students of Infinity Institute and see what they have to say about this.
Hello, have you ever felt hungry in Infinity Institute? Well, now you have a solution. Introducing, if I can find it, Goya Corn. Yes, we now sell corn at Infinity Institute. Whole kernel golden corn, amazing taste, flavor, Latino blood. Mwah. Only 60 calories, 2 grams of protein, so you get those big muscles and impress those girls. So beautiful product, and you can buy it for 10 cents because I'm broke and I need food. Thank you.
Now we are going to ask one of our senior peers about how they feel about the social dynamics. Come on. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Janitha.
Hi, Janitha. I hope your day is going very well today. I was just hoping that we could ask you a few questions for a moment. So in a survey that was handed out to the senior class, asked about how our grade feels closely connected to each other. Majority of respondents on a scale of 5 answered either 2 or 3. How do you feel about this, and how do you feel that we could improve how close we are as a grade?
I would say our class genuinely does feel a lot of disconnect amongst each other just because there aren't that many activities we do to team build. Of course, we're in classes together all day, but I feel like we could use a lot more of like group building activities and honestly stuff to like make memories, because obviously we are in high school and we should be doing things to have fun, not just learn.
That is all we have today for the Infinity Inquirer. We hope you enjoyed our report and interviews with our fellow Infinity Institute classmates. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.
Okay, welcome to the Here I am now with at the main entrance with my colleagues Calvin Noreen. Say hi.
Hello. And Anthony Naziri. And today we're going to discuss different aspects of Infinity, the environment. 3 main aspects that we're going to be talking about are the bathroom.
Not just learn. Wait, what?
That is
That's
all
all we have today for
very dirty and a lot of times smelly in there.
Due to a lower student to build funding.
Outside of Infinity Institute, the only middle and high school that, no, hold on, wait.